Yes.
I'm joined today by other lawmakers and candidates. I'd love to introduce them to you. There is Jamie Stevenson running for 4th District. Our State Senator Ryan Fazio. State Representative Kimberly Fiorello. Peter Scher running for the 151st District. And Dan Moretti running to be the next state senator from Norwalk, 25th District. And our first selectman, Fred Camillo.
Boy, Freddie.
Who graduated from Cobb Elementary School. Today she started her first day of middle school. So this is all about you and your future, and I'm so happy you're here with us. So we are here because we've never been so concerned about our children and their future. Education is essential for our children. It provides the tools for them to have a bright future. School should be a place where kids are taught real subjects like history, math, English, science. Most of all, they should learn critical thinking. And what came to light last night in a video by James O'Keefe and Project Veritas was shocking and disturbing. That in this school, the assistant principal has been screening teachers, hiring teachers only with a progressive ideology, hoping to influence young children to think the way they do. He discriminated against any teachers who were over a certain age and of the Catholic faith. It is abhorrent, it is wrong, and it is un-American. And as an observant Jew, I'm of a certain age at this point, and as an observant Jew who has experienced anti-Semitism in my life, I will always stand up for anybody who is discriminated against. I grew up in the Jim Crow South. I lived through the integration of our schools, and I stayed in the public schools. I'm a product of public school. I stayed and was part of the solution because I believe in integration. I believe that we are one people, and what they are doing in trying to divide Americans, divide our children, teaching things like critical race theory and inappropriate sexual curriculum, it is to put the government between the kids and their parents. It's exactly what Castro did. I was born in Cuba, as many of you know. It's what Castro did when he took over in Cuba. He indoctrinated the children, first of all, to spy and inform on their parents, but most of all, he replaced himself in their minds as a father figure. We cannot allow that to happen here. We cannot allow some children to be told and to believe that they are oppressors, but just because of the color of their skin, and others that they are victims just because of the color of their skin, and they cannot succeed without the government. We cannot allow that, and that's why I'm here. That's why we have to stop this insidious undermining of the American family, the American nuclear family, is the foundation of our culture and of our and the success of our country. We cannot allow this. So that is why we are here. That is why we are speaking up. And I am calling on the superintendent, Tony Jones, and the Board of Education to thoroughly investigate the curriculum in this school, in all of the schools in Greenwich and beyond, and the hiring practices. So I'm here to fight for our children and for them to have the same opportunity to live an American dream that I have had. But to do that, you need a good education. And that is what we must make sure happens in this school and in every other school. So I would really love to give some of my colleagues here a chance to speak to you too. Thank you for coming, and I'd like to call on
Thank you so much, Leora. Thank you for gathering us all today, and thank you to Project Veritas for really investigations. I believe Greenwich First Selectman Fred Camillo has called for an independent investigation. And if the things that we all heard in the video can be substantiated, and I have no reason to believe that they won't be, this is the moment when the filter has come off and that parents finally have the evidence of things that they've known all along. Right. Yes. For many years, and I stand here first and foremost as a parent. My 5 children went to public school. Every day we took them to school and we trusted that our administrators and our Board of Education and our teachers were nurturing them and helping to create an environment for free thinking, for independent thought, and that there was no consideration for instilling biased thought in their lives. And today that trust has been broken. We have evidence of that. But also importantly, I stand before you as the candidate to represent you in Congress for the 4th Congressional District, because I have a strong belief that federal civil liberties laws have been broken. Yes. And it's important for us to make sure that this is fully investigated, and that if there is any suggestion that this type of behavior exists in other public schools in Connecticut, we need to root that out.
Yes. Today, across religions, across party lines, across ages, because we all understand that the public trust has been broken here in Cos Cob. And among other things, I was shocked to learn that above the age of 30, I am now too old to be hired. Because I'm too stuck in my ways. Maybe so. We're stuck in our ways here in this town, in this state, that we believe in tolerance, that we believe in inclusion, that we wholly reject discrimination against religions, against political beliefs, against age. It's not acceptable here, it's not acceptable anywhere in this state, it's not acceptable anywhere in this country. local government needs to act, yes, but the state government also must lead to ensure that we have the full trust of the public in our public education system. Earlier this year, colleagues and I joined to introduce legislation to ensure full curriculum transparency in the state of Connecticut. Sunlight is always the best disinfectant. This public education system is public. There is no reason that all parents should not have easy access to all course material, all curriculum, and all training material easily accessible online. That is the least we can expect. Beyond that, we need high standards. We should have great schools that are entirely focused on teaching rigorous curriculum, reading, writing, and arithmetic. Nothing further. There's no place for political indoctrination and radicalism in our classroom or elsewhere in our government. The greatest offense that we saw on that 12-minute video was, without a doubt, the notion that our public education system does not answer to parents, and our government does not answer to the people. The government works for the people always, never the other way around. Reestablish that paradigm here in the state of Connecticut and all across this country. Thank you for being here.
Kimberly Fiorello will speak. Thank you, Leora. I'm State Representative Kimberly Fiorello. I have 3 thoughts I wanted to share. One is bombshell, 2 is breaking the law, and 3 is happy families and bright futures. So you are all here because this is bombshell breaking news to you, but this is not bombshell breaking news to so many parents in Greenwich and parents across our state who for months and months have been sounding the alarm. You have been ignoring them, but they have been sounding the alarm.
Ain't just fucking Connecticut.
Teachers who do not side with parents. But we are breaking the law when there's evidence from his mouth that he does not hire Catholics and that he does not hire anyone over the age of 30. There are laws that were broken here, and we will be expecting a full accounting of this. And lastly is happy families and bright futures. I'm sorry to say, but I can't help but think that this kind of bigotry and illegal hiring practices is allowed to fester because we have a government monopoly-centric education system in our state. If you want happy families and bright minds, Connecticut must embrace school choice. Parents have to have the options to find schools that meet their unique children's needs, that match their family values, and are in line with their family traditions. I hope this is the beginning of a very important conversation about school choice the state of Connecticut. Thank you very much.
I would like to invite Peter Scher, who's running for the 151st District here, to speak because he is a former Board of Education member here in Greenwich.
Candidly, this is a very sad day in Greenwich. In Greenwich, we're a strong community, and part of our strength is that we are actually diverse. We're economically diverse, we're ethnically diverse, and we tend to value diversity of thought. But now we have learned, through the work of James O'Keefe, thank you very much. He has proven what many of us suspected, that there is bias and bigotry that we cannot tolerate inside our school system. I'd like to think that it's isolated to Mr. Bowling. After serving in 12 years on the Board of Education, I can say with a high degree of confidence that Mr. Bowling is not alone. What would be the most shameful thing that could happen is that the Board of Education, who is responsible, who is entrusted to govern the school system on the behalf of parents, kids, and taxpayers, would allow Mr. Boland alone to become a scapegoat. We've seen that many times recently by the leadership of the school system, where they tag people as rogue actors. If you've been following along in Greenwich Public Schools, this will be the 5th incident of a rogue actor in the last 18 months. There is no doubt, and I think First Selectman Camillo has called for the correct action. We need an independent, top to bottom, evaluation of everything that has gone on in Greenwich Public Schools with a deep view on the actions of the most senior administrators, as well as what is clearly a toxic culture in parts of the school system.
You're here.
We are starting school now in Greenwich. These should be happy days. And this has torn at our community fabric. All of these parents who are standing here because they believe in the strength of our community. All elected officials and all others need to stand with these parents. We need a school system that is focused on academics, not social emotional learning and indoctrination of our children. This problem is not isolated to boards of ed in local communities. If you're not aware, many of these decisions and mandates are decided in the legislature in Hartford. That's why I call on all parents and all voters to remember this event when you go and express your view on your representatives in November. Remember your children, and remember you have the people who you can decide who represents you and what kind of school system and how your children will be educated. This can be a happy future for us from an ugly event, but it's only going to happen if we stand with parents and parents stand up and take their school system back.
Last but not least, Dan Moretti from Norwalk State Senate District 25, running for that district, will say a few words.
Don't worry, I'll be brief. I'm running against Mr. Duff, who... Yes, he is. Interesting enough, he voted against the religious exemption. because the truth of the matter is Democrats have always been the party of division and segregation. They don't want to tell you that, but they are. And everything's already been said that needs to be said, but I'll just leave you with this. It's much deeper than just reading and writing and arithmetic. They're coming after the kids and they're doing this pervasive stuff because it's an attack on the spirit of Connecticut. It's an attack on the family. It's an attack on your dinner table. And it's about time we stand up for our children, because a healthy society would not stand for this. And I believe in Connecticut, and I believe in the Nutmeg State, and I know the parents will stand up and do the right thing this November. So thank you.
Before we close, I just want to ask James if he wants, would you like to say a couple of words?
I am James O'Keefe. I am the founder of Project Veritas, and journalism matters. This is real investigative reporting, and if all you guys were doing your jobs, there wouldn't be a need for people like me. Listen up. Even as I stand here today, there are some people here who were not willing to actually interview me about the story, which is
No way.
Yes.
No.
What I
I'm
will say to you
shocked.
is that,
Shocked, I tell you.
that this is just part one of our story. We have another tape coming out tomorrow. And then we have another tape coming
give it
out
away.
after that. We just want our public officials to be honest. You would not know about this behavior but not for the brave undercover journalists who reported this. And if you're lying, cheating, stealing, scamming the taxpayers, or lying to the parents of Connecticut, we will find you, we will film you, and we will make you famous.
Investigate King. Where's Tony Joe? Where's the superintendent? Okay. Any questions? Yes, ma'am.
I have a question actually for Mr. O'Keefe.
Questions for everybody up here.
I'm Annalise Hanshaw with the Greenwich Time. I have a question for Mr. O'Keefe.
Mr. O'Keefe.
Yes.
Is he like the only one here? What? Shouldn't you have gotten your super safe and effective booster so you can have a free voice?
I think I speak for everyone when I say, what were the circumstances of this interview?
You don't speak for me, you mask.
What were the circumstances of these interviews that Mr. Bolden had?
I'm sorry?
What were the circumstances of these interviews?
Take your mask off.
What were the circumstances of these interviews?
Well, he was in a public place sharing his thoughts with one of our undercover journalists.
What was the circumstances?
What do you mean, what was the circumstance?
Why did he agree to meet up with her?
Well, they were
Yes, this is what we're all wondering. Did he think he was on a date? Let's be real.
he was speaking, he knew he was being spoken to. He was in a public place. And we stand by our reporting the same way that you guys stand by your reporting. When you do investigations and pull people on background, you don't see their faces. You can see his lips moving here. You can see his face, you can hear his intonation. Our journalism rises to a standard far above and beyond the standard of any journalism that you do. So we stand by it, you can see it, and that's all I have to say about that. That's it.
I have a question.
Keith, I met you several months ago. I'm from Parents' Choice, and I did mention that this is it, so I'm so thankful that you're doing this, because I mentioned Connecticut. And I do want to point out, and I did send you a message and you replied to me, but Enfield still has the Pizzagate. They still have the sex assignment that they sent out to their elementary school asking them what their sexual preferences were. Olives for, BJ's, and cheese means equals kissing. And they have not answered the parents of how that assignment went out by accident. And it's been months, and they're still waiting for answers. It's ridiculous.
Any other questions?
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, James. Thank you, everyone. We will stand with the parents, and we will make sure their children have a bright future and a great education here in Connecticut. Thank you.